Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to a new video. In today's video, we'll be talking about NAS100APE that recently blew someone's 40,000 rand.
FBI, open up!
Nando, you
So that's what I'm saying.
that
The only thing he got wrong was accountability. Now, Manando, let me give you an example.
Manando,
Now, when I used to do account management back then,
the people were saying, Manando, stop covering.
Okay.
Hey, how can you take 40k while you don't know how to trade? Right. It's cool. But then I was looking at it in two different ways, because you can't look at the story in like my side, don't you? But then you get what I'm saying. We have to like also look at the story on your side, man. Like blowing is part of the process. The biggest question is, if you blow, what do you do after? I know.
That's why I'm saying accountability.
Always.
They kidnapped that nigga down. They beat that nigga like shit. Like they went to his house. So I'm not lying, though. They fucked him up, that guy. That's what I'm saying. You're gonna cross someone, and when the day you cross that someone, they won't play though. It's easy to find someone in SA now. You have an ID number, Mutu. If you know someone who works in the police department, you can get someone down. It's very easy to get someone. And don't think people are not looking down until later. People will come for you down.
Hey man, but then again, guys, again.
So if you're new here, NAS100APE is no stranger to this channel. Previously, we have exposed NAS100APE for blowing someone's account with 2,000 rand. And when we exposed him for doing that, we clearly pointed down to the fact that NAS100APE paid no regard to money management or risk management. He ended up over leveraging that 2,000 rand account, and that account blew. The funny part about that interaction was that the account owner told NAS100APE himself, listen buddy, the account is gonna blow. And NAS100APE then confidently told him that the account wasn't gonna blow, which it ended up doing. Furthermore, we also exposed him for blowing a 14,000 rand account. Now, one would think that because it's a 14,000 rand, he would be able to manage this much better than he would be able to manage a 2,000 rand. And this was not the case at all. Once again, he paid no regard for money management, for risk management, and he ended up over leveraging and blowing that account as well. Now, in both of these cases, both of these victims alleges that NAS100APE blocked them. And when you look at today's case, there's a lot of things that's very similar. So to start with today's case, right? This guy started off by depositing 2,000 rand into his trading account. He and NAS100APE jointly then grew this account to 5,000 rand. At this point then, this guy added more funds to that account. At some point, he gave NAS100APE his dashboard credentials to his Trade 245 account, at which point NAS100APE then transferred 40,000 rand out of the wallet into this guy's trading account. Now, I want you guys to pay careful attention to that. He transferred 40,000 rand out of the wallet, meaning at any point, that money was safe, right? At any point, this owner of this account could have gone into the wallet and withdrew some or all of the money that was in there. NAS100APE transferred that money from the wallet to the account, right? To the trading account where you go and log on to MT4 to go and trade that money, right? NAS100APE ended up losing that money. As you guys can see with the screenshot here, once again, as you guys can see, no risk management was applied and no money management was applied either. So he blew this account the same way that he blew the previous accounts. What's sad about this is also that this is 40,000 rand and this guy ended up getting the block as well. Now, this is really, really despicable. And for me, I just would not trust NAS100APE in this light again. Anyone that has boosted him in the past, I won't trust either. Okay, so like I said, I wanted to take a deep dive into the laws of the FSCA that this guy broke. And it's actually not the laws of the FSCA, it's the laws of the FIRES Act, which is enforced by the FSCA. So if NAS100APE's victims had to band together, right, and they report this case by the authorities, right, the very first law that this guy would have contravened would be section 7.1 of the FIRES Act. Now I'm gonna draw it up so that you can read it as well, but I'm just gonna read it to you in case you are a little bit hard of understanding. And like I said, we're gonna go into a deep dive so that you can understand it very clearly as well. So section 7.1 of the FIRES Act reads as follows. With effect from a date determined by the minister by notice in the Gazette, a person may not act or offer to act as a financial services provider unless such person have been issued with a license under Section 8. Or B, a person may not act or offer to act as a representative unless such person has been appointed as a representative of a authorized financial services provider under Section 13. Now, because we are not looking at a representative of a financial services provider, we are looking at the financial services provider himself, NAS100APE, because he is not doing this account management under the umbrella of an authorized company. He is doing this account management by himself, for himself, right? So in this case, what applies to him would be number 1, a person may not act or offer to act as a financial services provider unless such person has been issued with a license under Section 8. Now, you won't understand this fully if we do not dig into Section 8. Now, I'm going to draw Section 8 up as well so that you guys can see what it's about. And like I said, because we are not dealing with a representative of a authorized financial services provider, we are dealing with a services provider that's been doing things by himself, for himself. We will only be reading the first part of Section 8 because that is what applies to NAS100APE here, as is an individual and not a corporation. So as you can see, Section 8 stresses characteristics and qualities of honesty and integrity, and this is really important because they really want to see if you will be honest and if you will handle this people's money with the correct amount of integrity that it needs to be handled with. Will you be transparent? Will you show these people everything that is happening with their money? And most importantly, will you stick to the terms and conditions set by you in the contracts that you give the clients, if there even is contracts? The second part that Section 8 stresses is also for competence, because they want to see if you are able to handle the amounts of money that will come your way. The third part that Section 8 also stresses is operational ability. And then lastly, Section 8 stresses financial soundness. Now, they are going to check for financial soundness with NAS100APE first, because if there's no financial soundness with him and his own dealings, then there's no way that he can provide financial soundness for other people. So clearly, as you guys can see, Section 8 stresses a lot of things, and the people that's been employed basically to enforce this act, as you guys can read, they are gonna want things done to their level of satisfactory. So it also says here that they are gonna want things that they want, and I want you guys to pay very careful attention to this because every case is different. If you go look at when I exposed MTI previously, you will take note that they went to the FSCA and the FSCA required some files and documents from them, and they didn't show some of what the FSCA wanted, and what the FSCA wanted they falsified. So screenshots won't work here, screen recordings won't work here. So at the end of the day, it doesn't matter how many times NAS100APE has gotten trades right for other people. It doesn't matter how many times this has worked out for other people, because at the end of the day, he is still breaking the law, whether it is that he is doing it right, whether it is that he's winning for people, whether it is that he's making money for people, or downright blowing their money, downright blowing their accounts. It's still the same thing. It's illegal and he is breaking the law. That is why the FSCA is stepping up so hard about it. And now that you guys understand Section 7.1 and the laws that these guys break, you guys now have a little bit of a clear understanding of what these guys are expected to do. And it's not a lot. It's really not a lot. You just have to go and write exams basically, and for you to write exams, obviously you have to know what you're doing and you have to be qualified up until a certain degree to be able to pass these tests. Okay, so now that we have taken a look at Section 7.1 and Section 8, we know now in depth what the FSCA and the FIRES Act stands for, what they want, and then also what laws are broken by people that is offering financial services without being registered for it. So my conclusion to this is, going forward from here, account managers, please go and get registered. Please go and get authorized with the FSCA so that you can adhere to the FIS Act rules. At the end of the day, if you're winning, if you're losing, it doesn't matter. The conclusions stay that you are doing it unlawfully if you're not doing authorized business. At this point, NAS100APE has been exposed too many times for people to still want to deal with him, whether it is in a mentorship space, whether it is in a signal space, whether it is in an account management space. This guy has shown multiple times that he cannot be trusted with money, number one, and then number two, as soon as he messes things up, he will block you. So NAS100APE from a client perspective cannot be trusted. And then for NAS100APE himself, guy, please stop taking money from people. Please stop taking money and then blowing it. I've told you this before. You are someday gonna take the wrong person's money. You're gonna blow that money and that person is gonna come and want revenge. Tread carefully out there. Please go and look for a weekend job. There is no shame in going to look for a weekend job so that you can have money of your own and fund your account that way. Because obviously your account management practices is gonna get you knee deep into nonsense. If not in jail, it's gonna land you up somewhere in a ditch. If you guys came this far, please do smash the like button. I really appreciate it. It really helps out the YouTube algorithm spread this video. Please do leave your comments in the comment section, as I'm really keen to hear what you guys have to say about NAS100APE blowing this 40,000 rand. Please do share this around so that people can be wary of account managers and not fall for their lofty promises. And then also, if you're new here, please do smash that subscribe button. It would be awesome to have you as a subscriber. On that note though, I'll see you guys in the next video. Cheers.